What is up? What is going on, man? I want to invite each and every one of you into my home. I want to say, if you are coming through, because this is crazy, we've gotten a large amount of new people coming through in the building from my reactions videos. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all. But if you are here for the reaction aspect of my channel, that won't be tonight. Now, we might cover some of the reaction videos that I did in tonight's live, but I cannot guarantee you all that it will be reaction music based. But I do appreciate each and every one of y'all. And I'm thinking about actually doing a separate live for my music reactions tomorrow. I haven't locked down a time for it, but I think I'm going to do something like that tomorrow. This is going to be a little bit different tonight. This is going to be what my channel is originally based off of, and it is sneakers and streetwear and stuff like that. So that's what's going to be tonight. If you are here, newly subscribed, the ticker is down below, letting you all know what's going on. For anybody else, man, what's going on? What it do, man? Y'all already know who I am. I go by the name HG. We talk about sneaker streetwear, content to the culture, and anything else that pops up. Now, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about tonight. It's one of those things, is a topic that I hadn't spoken about in an extremely long time. And it's because the topic is pretty much circular. And I hate repeating myself. I hate beating that dead horse, all of those analogies. I absolutely hate doing it. And nothing pisses me off more than a conversation that I've already had and we going back over it because somebody's too stupid to understand, the topic of conversation, or to actually understand what the hell it is that we absolutely discussed. But I mean, y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But shout out to Girly Glam Accessories. I seen you were here earlier. But what's going on? What's going on with everybody, man? How y'all doing tonight, man? What's going on with y'all? Where y'all tapping in from? What was the day looking like for y'all? I know it was a long week. It was a long, rough week for me. A lot of physical therapy, trying to get my arm back good and all that good kind of stuff. But let me know how it was for you all. I know I normally go live Tuesdays, but like I said, I'm not going to drop no content or do no content when there's nothing to talk about. But again, tonight's conversation of topic is resale, reps, and everything else in between. And I might actually do some music content tonight, because again, y'all have been loving that shit. Y'all love that, and y'all love the reactions, and I love y'all for it. So thank y'all, and bless y'all. But we're gonna get into it really quickly with a little bit of hating. Well, I guess tonight is all about people who hating. That's basically what it feels like tonight's going to be about. People who hate. We're going to get into a little bit of hating. We're going to start off with Jeff Staples. So recently, Jeff Staples came out and said, how is sneaker of the year a different color of a 30-year-old sneaker? It's wild to me, man. And a lot of people looked at it as hating. A lot of people looked at it as like he has no room to talk. And he tried to clarify everything he said. Like in this caption or in this comment, he tried to clarify everything. But to be honest, there's no clarification. And I get what he's trying to say. At the end of the day, he's trying to say, how can you all put a shoe on a pedestal? Because he's not necessarily talking about the colorway or the designer per se. He's talking about the shoe. He said, how can you put that on a pedestal when it's 30 years old? It literally comes out multiple times a year for the last 30 years. There's no way that you all can obviously consider this sneaker of the year when there are so many other sneakers that drop. And to that, I want to say, Jeff Staples, shut your hating ass up. Hold on. Shut your hating ass up. You know what your comment is worth to me?
Hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass.
Your comment is worth a 2-pack of ass. Because if it were from anybody else, this statement would be a little bit more considerable. But because it's from you, and you're talking about Nigel Sylvester, and he tried to say, I'm not hating on Nigel Sylvester. He went on to say he's talented and yada 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 and blase, blase, blah, and all that moonwalking he was doing. Yes, time to work, man. What's going on, homie? Time. But he did all that moonwalking. But if it was from anybody else other than Jeff Staples, it would have been valid, in my opinion. But this is the same man that glorifies reps. And however you feel or however you don't feel about reps and fake shoes and whole UA community, that's on you. That don't have nothing to do with me. I don't have a problem with them as long as you're not trying to sell them as fakes, but it is what it is. But this is coming from a man that took one of the most popular and most valuable on the secondary market of shoes that he created, got a fake of them, took them, tied the laces, let people see him going outside with the shoe, knowing that he was the creator, and took them and threw the shoes up on a power line. Now, somebody climbed that power line. Did nobody tell him to do it? I get it. Did nobody tell the dude to climb the power line or none of that? But Jeff Staples knew the kind of reaction that he and his so-called shoe were gonna garner. The dude climbed the power line, grabbed the shoes, only to find out that they were fake. And Jeff Staples goes out and says, well, yeah, you know, it's all good, and you know, I don't understand what the big deal is. Is it's a fake shoe, and I don't know, whatever kind of coping mechanism he used or whatever kind of mental gymnastics he used to try to justify his ignorant and dangerous actions, and want us to look at him as somebody to actually, I guess, pay attention to. Maybe this dude was starving for attention. I would pretty much say this dude was probably starving for attention. What? When was the last time Jeff Staples dropped a shoe? When was the last time Jeff Staples did a collab? Somebody correct me if they know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Jeff Staples hasn't done a noteworthy collab in, I don't know, maybe like a year or two, maybe 2 years, maybe longer than that. I don't know. Somebody may know, but I don't follow Jeff Staples like that. I don't really care about Jeff Staples that much. I don't really care about the pigeon dunks. I've never wanted them. I've never chased after them. I've never glorified them. But all this does is come off as jealousy to me. Let the other sneaker designers have this conversation. Shut your damn mouth. After you threw them fake shoes on that power line, that dude climbed that power line because he thought that he was going to have a pair of shoes from a supposed iconic sneaker designer. Yeah, you lost all credibility to say anything about anything pertaining to the culture, the streetwear culture. When you did that, you just came off as another vulture to me. So yeah, like Jeff Staples, man, I wish you nothing but the best, but I also wish you to shut the hell up. And you know, it is what it is. And I think, is this the video? I don't know. No. Oh, this is what else he had to say. This was a continuation of what he had to say. And I don't see how he moonwalked that when he was clearly hating. It's wild to me, man. He muses. How is sneaker of the year a different color of a 30-year-old sneaker? Can you imagine if the car of the year in 1984, the car of the year is a 1984 Honda Civic in red, no other category is this preposterous? Watches, even fine art. You couldn't be like, here's my 30-year-old painting. I put a red frame on it. Is it art of the year now? I see what he's trying to say, but I don't give a shit. Like, and like, if we're talking about cars can be, depending on what kind of competition or show you go to, cars can be the car of the year, whether it's old or whether it's new. I don't, this is just pure hatred. That's what it is. It's just pure hating coming from a seemingly irrelevant individual. And let me see if they got a video of him saying what he said, because I want to hear it from the horse idiot's mouth. That's what I wanted to do. Let me see. Is this the? Let me see the pigeon dunk. Let me see. Let me see. That's what he. What the hell is he?
$50,000 Nike specs Jeff Staple pigeon.
Boy, that song gonna get me in trouble. I had to turn that mess off. Let me see what he's talking about. Yeah, no, that was he gave away fake pigeons. And is that the video? This might be. Why is it gonna act like there's a video? What do you mean it ain't got no sound? So that ain't gonna do nothing but let me down. That ain't gonna do it. Let me down. Okay, we're gonna get on up out of there then. But anywho, that's what I had. That's my feeling on Jeff Staples, man. I don't know if I ain't never really had any kind of respect for the dude because I don't know the dude. But after that, man, like I don't really care what he got to say. The next thing we're going to talk about one that has garnered some mixed feelings. It's a release that's coming up. It's garnered some mixed feelings. We're going to get to the whole resale thing and maybe even touch on reps also, because here's the thing. I was watching the video that we're going to be watching, and that we're going to comment on and things like that. And I was in the comment section and I left my opinions and things like that. And somebody in the comment section, had some things to hold on. Let me put myself on the screen. Somebody in the comment section had some things to say to me. And I was trying to explain. I wasn't hating or anything like that, but I was just trying to explain logic. Now, my logic may be flawed. I'm not the all-seeing eye. I'm not the end-all be-all. My logic may be flawed, and I'm going to leave that up for you all to tell me. So whether you're here in the live or whether you watch it later on and get in the comment section, I want you to know when you get to the section where we're talking about reps and things like that and resale, if my logic is flawed or if I'm wrong. And if you have a opinion on it that differs from mine, I'm going to challenge you that the next time we go live, whether it be Tuesday or Friday, that you get up on this screen along with me and you share your differences of opinions, and maybe we can go back and forth, have a amicable exchange, and then we can come to a middle ground, or just say that we have a difference of opinion and we'll go our separate ways on that and never meet again, because shit, this is the internet. That's fine with me. I have no cares in the world about that. And that is the thing. In the comments, I was talking to an individual and they said, hey, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just hating. I'm mad because somebody didn't mention me or something. Like I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And that's the problem with typing and stuff like that. Messages, you don't really get the full context. But I got the gist of them telling me I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and that I have no proof of it. So I kindly invited them to show up to the channel. And I kindly invited them to join the conversation, and share their thoughts and opinions and have a good exchange. Brandon Garris Q5Q said, hi, what's going on, Brandon? How you doing tonight? What's going on with you? Oh, salute. Shout out to all my Red Cup, Double Cup fam. Y'all let me know what y'all drinking on tonight. Tonight I have, this is going to be a usual. This right here is going to be the usual. Minute Maid. I think it's berry. The berry flavor. Very good. Very good. My favorite flavor would probably have to be between like mango or peach. But tonight we got the berry with a hit of some of that extra to take the stress of the day off, if you know what I mean. Sprite. Drinking on some Sprite. Yeah, I had to let go of Sprite. Sprite is the kidney killer. Well, it's all kidney killer, but I kind of try to back away from sodas. As far as I'll go, carbonated is probably ginger ale and Fanta every now and then. Fanta is Steph's kiss, man. Fanta is beautiful. But oh yeah, and my water that is in my too simple water bottle. I love this. It keeps my water cold and it also keeps me on point because this keeps me consistently drinking water. I think I probably go through 6 to 8 bottles a day using this and I don't even know. That's a problem with me. It seems to be that if it's a water bottle and I know it's a water bottle and I can see the water level, I won't drink it. Like I don't know. It's a mental block sometimes. It seems like extra work to drink out of a regular branded water bottle. But with this, I just drink and don't even know. And by the time I'm done, I want some more. G Bell E7U said, bro, what's going on? G Bell, what's going on? What's going on with you? But yeah, the dude in the comment section said he was going to join the live. He was going to join the conversation. I politely put it in the comment what time I go live. I said, you know, hopefully you're ready. He said he respectfully looked at some of my content, probably maybe like 30 seconds of my content. And he said he could beat me in a debate. Well, I don't know how you can judge the person. Well, I guess you could judge an aspect of an individual based off of the content you see, but I don't know how you could judge whether somebody is of, you know, status or good merit to be able to beat them in a debate. But, you know, we'll see if he shows up. We might even, he's all good, brother, man. That's glad to hear. That's glad to hear, man. A long week. Long, tough week, but I'm glad everybody is doing good. I'm glad to see everybody in here. Anybody got any weekend plans? Any weekend plans? But yeah. So we gonna see if he show up. And if when I show the video, if I see the comment, I'm gonna show the comment as well. I haven't looked at the video, but we gonna look at it. We're gonna look at it. Let's see. The next thing we're going to talk about is the Jordan 3 Concrete Rose by Tiana Taylor. Now, the release date for this is tomorrow. That's what it was. That's what the release date is for this, and that's what I wanted to talk about. It's tomorrow. What is this? March 13th. So it's tomorrow on the 14th. And this was one that I've gone on record and saying, I don't like the shoe. It's not for me. You know, I don't think I said it was ugly. I might have said it was ugly. I might have even trashed it. I don't know. I don't remember. If I did, I did. It is what it is. I'm not going to act like it didn't happen. But she's got another concrete or from the concrete rose from the concrete collab. The first time she did it, it was a Air Jordan 1, and it was actually focusing on the rose. This time around, it's an Air Jordan 3, and her theme behind it is focusing on what made the rose a rose, what got it to the point of that beautiful bloom that everybody admires. She's saying you can't have a rose without the stem, and that's what the Air Jordan 3 Concrete Rose is. It is a representation of the stem and, you know, all that good stuff. Let me see if I can get you all a better visual of this so y'all can understand what it is. Okay, I think this might have a better visual. Oh, wow, she looking crazy right there. Okay, so here's the shoe right here. All this on the midsole is supposed to be concrete. Oh, yeah, there we go. Blow that up. All of this is supposed to be concrete. And then on the upper is the stem, and then around it is the vines. And the thing is you can cut the vines, but you can't put them back on there. So once you cut them, they cut. Retail price for this shoe is $480. That's right. $480. So after tax, this is probably like a $300 something shoe. Now, again, me personally, I don't like them. This is a woman's release, but this goes up to a size 16 and a half in women's. At least she covered everybody. At least she got everybody's back. Let's see if they actually show. Well, man, Complex always doing that stupid crap, man. But it's got like the little lace stuff on the tongue as the rose petals. It's got some gold eyelets and things like that. Now, Retro said he want a pair, so I'm gonna go for a pair for Retro. There is supposedly rumored to be only 5,000 pairs or something like that. And please believe, more than likely, a vast majority of these have already been seeded to people. I forgot the exact number that it's supposed to be, but another thing about this is she's giving out gold rose keychains. There's only 100 of those gold rose keychains, so she randomly dropped them in boxes. So if you get one with the rose keychain in it, it's gonna make your shoe, I guess, extra special. And I don't know if it's real gold or if it's just gold plated, but either way, if anybody finds the pairs of shoes with the gold key ring in it, the resale for that is going to shoot through the roof. So that it's I don't care what you put with this shoe. It's not a terrible shoe, but it's damn sure not worth the crazy measures that people might be going through to get this. And of course, with the golden keychain, that people that have gotten these in stores have already sifted through those boxes looking for that gold keychain, unless Nike sneakers is the one that's going to be getting the gold keychain, the boxes with the gold keychains in it, and Nike sneakers is going to randomly ship those boxes out. That would be a better way to do it, instead of some of those keychains ending up in tier 0 stores. Because if you put them in the stores where, the store owners have access to them, you ain't getting shit but a damn shoe. So yeah, that's that one. The next one we got that's dropping tomorrow, that was supposed to drop today. Some stores dropped them today. Let me see if I can get an actual visual. Is that a visual? Okay, yeah, it's got the gum bottom. It's got the rose on the inside, all that pretty stuff. It's got the clear back tab. Let me make sure y'all can see this. Yeah, y'all can see that. The clear back tab, all of that stuff, $280. Oh, there go the vines. They're like rubbery vines with probably like metal in it, because she said you can reshape them. And she said on her pair, she's got multiple pairs, of course. But she said on one of her pairs, she's got like the vines cut a certain way, but she left them on there so that she can actually get the shoe on and whatever. And then she said she's got a pair with the vines cut completely off. But again, they're your shoe. You can get a new pair anytime you want to. And then there's the tongue and all of that. The materials look good. I'm not gonna tell you a lot. The materials look good. It's got a leather interior sock liner, which is pretty nice. I don't know, man. That seems like it's kind of sweaty. That seems like it would be really sweaty. Suede upper, satin silk lace or whatever it is on the tongue, and all the other kind of good stuff. And then it's got the standard insoles and extra laces. And then that's what the box looks like. Y'all know I love presentation, but presentation can't even save this shoe. But I mean, it's cool. It's cool. I'm not gonna lie. The box does look really nice. I like the box, I think, more than I like the actual shoe. Like how many people have had that kind of situation going on where you like the presentation a lot more than you like the actual shoe? And that sounds crazy to say, but Yeah. That's that. The Tiana Taylor Rose from the Concrete or whatever that is. I don't know. Yeah. That, yeah. Next thing, I need to talk about this. This is the yes, I absolutely need to talk about this. So Air Jordan 4 Lakers, LA Lakers or whatever. That's not the official name. That was the name that the streets gave them. You all didn't go crazy for these like y'all did with the Wolf Gray 5s where people were getting shot and stuff like that, but y'all were damn near this close to doing it. Y'all went crazy for the Laker 4s, doing all this extra stuff. And look, these dudes in the snow. They cold.
I'm not gonna keep repeating myself. All right? Just listen. I got very few pairs. I got men. I got grade school. I got preschool. I got infant. You can only get either a men in grade school, but you can get preschool and infant with that. That's it. If you got a ticket, you're guaranteed to get something. As far as sizes, I can't help you out. Yes, ma'am. No, you can get a men and a preschool and an infant, or you get a grade school, a preschool and an infant.
Oh, damn. So in this particular release, you could get a men's, a preschool, and an infant, or you could get a grade school, a preschool, and an infant, but you can't get a men's and a grade school. Oh, yeah. They was trying to stop that hustling shit with these. Yeah, okay, I like that. But look, these people keep cashing out like crazy.
Better than what you got right here. Bigger than what you got right now.
And I'm gonna say the shoe is nice. The shoe is nice. I hadn't seen it in hand, but I know people who have it, and I've seen it in their photos. The shoe is nice, but it wasn't worth like the fighting and things like that. It wasn't worth people going crazy and buying shoes that they don't really want just because, like, you know, the FOMO and thinking that resale was going to save them somehow if they decided that they did not want it. Right now, resale, it was a little bit high, but right now resale has damn near tanked for these, as well as the, and I hate the name because it's so long, pause, but for the Fragment Union LA Jordan 1 High, like people were selling it for $1,000 at one point in time. Now the shoe is barely going for $300. Now the other pair is going for a little bit, but the white, I mean not the white and blue, but the red and blue pair is not going for nothing. But yeah, like people acted a fool for this.
Hey yo, what number was he? What number was he? He was over there with us. Come on, he was saying 2 lines. He was over there with us.
Dudes arguing about cutting the line. Arguing about cutting the line as if there won't be any access to this shoe. I don't know if they got the memo or not, but the sneaker game is not the same. It ain't worth all of this. Why? Getting the headache.
How he in 2 lines?
I'm sorry. You have a ticket? You have a ticket? Are you in front of them or behind them?
I'm in front of them.
Can you just get in a single file?
Him. Man, you call it. You not around. I'm just playing. Nah, check him, please.
What kind of weird is going on? Yeah, okay. And these are all different areas, all different walks of life, all different people lined up for this shoe right here. And there was like a little mini controversy between reps and retail and what the actual pair looked like and what the actual, you know, and what some people were showing. Some people were trying to pass off the reps as real pairs and thinking they were going to be slick with that. And then the real pairs actually came out, and a lot of people were moonwalking. Let's just say that they were moonwalking real damn quick. I'm not, man. If I click on another doggone thing and see Complex sewing some, I'm gonna scream. LeBron James got a bunch of, I'm not gonna say trash shoes because one man's trash is another man's treasure, but he got a bunch of damn shoes that I don't want. GT Futuras. And GT Futuras is coming out with a Galaxy colorway. How many people are actually interested in the GT Futura? I have yet to get a pair. I'm not going to pay resale for that either. I'm not going to pay resale for that. It's just not going to happen. I don't know what to tell you. That's not going to happen. But I want a pair. I hear it's a good shoe. Speaking of good shoes, let me get that off of there. This one right here, Air Max 95 Neon in the intended big bubble look. How many of y'all went for these? How many of y'all actually got a pair? Surprising to me, why is my bubble fogged up? Probably because it's been sitting next to that cold window. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's been super cold the last day or so. That's why I got this hat and this hoodie on. It's been super freaking cold. It's kind of cold down here. Do I feel like turning the heat on? Absolutely not. But this sent people a little kind of crazy. Now, they do have the women's sizes in stock and some of the little kid sizes, but them men sizes, man, y'all snatched them joints off the shelf. Them joints flew. And to be honest, I'm glad I got these. The materials on these is superb. The execution as far as QC is superb because y'all know y'all love to complain and poke fun at Nike's QC, but check that out. I ain't got no QC issues. Now, I've never owned a pair of these. I've always seen these from afar, so I didn't really know what to expect. And now that I know what to expect, I'm pleasantly and thoroughly happy and excited that I have a pair, and I can't wait to actually wear them because these are supposed to be more comfortable and more supportive than the actual original pair. These have dropped a couple of times, and a lot of people didn't believe me when I said these dropped multiple times either within the last year and a half. These have dropped at least 4 or 5 times. People didn't believe me when I said that. But that seems to be the thing. When I say it, people don't want to believe me or want to act like I'm crazy. And when somebody else turn around and say the same damn thing, it's gospel. But that is what it is, man. Sometimes you got to be the bad guy in order for people to understand that you weren't the bad guy all along. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to say that I've never been wrong. I have been wrong before, but I try not to open my mouth and say things unless I know what I'm talking about or I have a very sharp and distinctive idea of what I'm talking about. The Air Jordan 13 Cherries dropping this Saturday. These have got a little bit of what do I say? These have got a little bit of trouble. Because what is it? Finish Line did their early access, and early access told them to pick them up today, Friday the 13th. And speaking of Friday the 13th, for anybody that wants to have a conversation, I think the dude's name is Neil. He might not even show up for Neil, or he might show up and he might just be watching in the background or somewhere. For Neil, it's gonna be an unlucky day if you get up on here and you think you just finna cakewalk this debate. It's gonna be a really unlucky, spooky day for you. Let's just say that. Let's just say that, man. You gonna be in for it. But I highly doubt that they're gonna show up. If they do, I mean, we will see. But yeah, the release was supposed to be for Friday the 13th, and they said you had to pick up your shoes by 12 p.m. Now, for a lot of people, the problem with that is nobody is really able to pick up shoes at 12 p.m. A lot of people are at work. People have jobs. And then people came out and said, well, that's kind of different. There's a switch up on that. They switched it to Saturday, but you probably are going to have to call your local store where you won the raffle to check and see. So there's no guarantee of what's going on with the Cherry 13s at Finish Lines. So yeah, if your Finish Line was releasing them today, which is an unlucky day, if they were releasing them today and you didn't know that, then yeah, you're out of luck. If they decided to push the day back to the release day, then you might be in luck because they originally had the release day set for Friday the 13th. And then I guess Nike saw that and was like, oh, that's an unlucky day, so let's just switch it to a Saturday release. So that's when the Cherry 13s are releasing on Saturday. And as a matter of fact, while I'm speaking of unlucky, let me check my Nike sneakers app. But I know the time has already passed in order to verify my win. But we're going to check to see. We're going to check to see if I actually won them because I didn't put any extra points in or anything like that. Yeah, no. I missed my opportunity to claim the Cherry 13s. Maybe next time. Friday the 13th strikes again. An unlucky time. I want the Cherry 13s, but it's not a must-have for me because I know that these shoes are going to be available. The Cherry 13s might actually go on sale, and I'm a 13 guy. 13 is my favorite silhouette. My mission statement, and that's kind of weird when it's talking about shoes. My mission statement is to collect all of the OG pairs from before the 2000s and have them in my collection. That is my mission. And then from there, I just do whatever the hell I want to. I just have fun with it after that. So this is one of those shoes that's on my list. I did not get the 2017 pair. I've never had these shoes before, but this is courtesy of Z Sneakerhead, a comparison of the 2017s versus the 2026 pair. Now the red is darker. And this red was the red that they said bled on the stitching on the upper and the shoe in general. Now that might be why they lighten the red on there so it would not bleed as much. But a lot of people are saying they love the brighter red a lot better. And for some reason, I didn't think that they had black pods on the Cherry 13s, and I kind of don't like that. But y'all let me know what y'all think. And the 2017 pair looked more plush than the 2026 pair. I don't know, 2017 or 2026, which one you like more? Okay. Yeah, that's a noticeable difference. That is an extreme noticeable difference. But what do the 2026 pair look like compared to the OGs? I don't know. But yes, those are, let me see, what is this? Is this the cherries over the, oh no, this might be the full size run. Yeah, the full family size runs. Oh yeah, that's nice. I like that. When you see them stand alone, they look good. They look good. But yeah, that's that. Z Sneakerhead's got a lot of updates and stuff like that. So if you want to keep up to date with the shoe releases and stuff like that, man, follow Z Sneakerhead, and he pretty much got you for a lot of stuff. He also updates anything that will change along the way, including the release of the Air Jordan 4 Breads in the original suede look. These joints right here. Oh, snap my arm. The release of these joints right here. And they're coming in the original face box. You said what? He had the 2017, but the 2026 pair. The 2026 pair. What's going on with the 2026 pair? But yeah, it's these right here with the what is this? Nubuck upper. What is this? Not suede, Nubuck. What is this? Like Durabuck or something like that. And they're gonna come looking like this. They're gonna come looking exactly like this, but in the face box. And a lot of people, for whatever reason, this go round, for a lot of people, the box actually matters. I've been talking about presentation matters for forever and a day. I've been beating that drum for forever and a day, and people would say, "Well, you don't wear the box. You don't wear the box. Shut your ass up." And now all of a sudden, oh snap! I'm willing to go for this pair. What? They came out in 2019. I'm willing to go for this pair 7 or 8 years later because of the box. I absolutely want this pair because of the box. Even if I have the 2018, 2019 pair, it's okay to go for these because of the box. Now, of course, this is probably a more original, older pair from like the 90s, which is why they look like that. I'm not surprised they still held together, but yeah, this has got to be a 90s pair, not a 2019 pair, but a 90s pair. That's crazy. They still have them. See, this is what I want my collection to look like. I want to have my shoes looking like this. Of course, they won't be the original releases, but I want my shoes to look like this maybe like 15, 20 years from now, so that the next sneaker enthusiast or somebody in my family can come and look at the shoes and be like, these are pretty cool. And the fact that they have aged and they still look like this, or still, look like they're of something, this is pretty cool. There's a lot of history in this, because to be fair, I don't know Michael Jordan. I've never paid attention to Michael Jordan. I don't care about Michael Jordan, but I respect what he does, man. And I like his shoes because I like his shoes. What else? Oh, I know y'all are going to want to know about this. I think, when is this? It's supposed to be March 28th, the end of the month.
I float like a ghost when I ride.
We not finna float like no ghost. The Nike, not Nike, but the Air Jordan 1 Alaskas are supposed to be dropping. Now this is not the original pair, because there seems to be some kind of disconnect between the Virgil Abloh situation and Nike Jordan brand. So they had to release them under the Virgil Abloh VAA. I forgot what the Virgil Abloh archive name. They had to release them under the Virgil Abloh archive name because the original Off-White stuff had Virgil Abloh's name on them. So they had to use the abbreviation VAA, and you can see it on the side when they show it off. And that's why it does not have the original name on it either. Which was, I don't think it had an original name on it, which is why they're calling it the Alaska now. And as you can see, it's got the same box, but with a different twist. It's more of a, kind of nicer, more swanky, for lack of an elder term, swanky kind of vibe to it. I like everything about it, and it comes with some kind of book, but it still maintains a bit of the originality of the first set of releases with the holes in the box and all of that. I like this. I absolutely like this. Now, will I be able to get a pair? That has yet to be seen. I don't know why that was such a struggle to say. That has yet to be seen or think about, but it's going to be difficult. So if you want a pair, you better do every damn thing you can. And also another difference is they've aged the midsole. They've gone back to that aged look a little bit, and they've yellowed it because the original pair didn't have a yellow midsole. But I'm game for it. I'm all here for it. If you go to the website, the Virgil website, you can sign up because they're giving away 100 pairs for free. And then there'll be other opportunities to buy the shoes, and then a Nike sneakers release. And I'll keep you up to date with that as we go further along with all of that. Then you got the Air Jordan 1 Low 85 release. Oh, they got a different box for it. They got an X on the box. Okay, that's okay. That's nice, I guess. Um, but yeah, they're trying to put the band X on the back to hype this up and make you want to actually buy it. But the leather looks good. On September 15th. Oh, okay, yeah, it's the same story. Yada yada yada. Damn, that leather look good. Somebody gave them an extra nice pair. Damn. But I will not be conned into wanting a pair of shoes that I don't necessarily want. Now let's get out of here. Let's get out of here and talk a little streetwear, shall we? And the only reason I'm talking about this one is because before we get into the actual resale portion of what we're going to be talking about, the only reason I'm getting into this is because this has a little bit of nostalgia to it. I don't know if anybody is familiar with the Avatar. The Avatar, the last Airbender, with the different nations, air, fire, water, earth nations. So a company called Neptune is doing a collab with, I guess, Nickelodeon and Avatar, and they've dropped some different clothing. Now, this right here, these, and forgive me as I nerd out for a little bit, as I blurred out for a little bit, these Appa Berkeys, fire. I think that dude's name is like Momo or something like that. They nice. I don't like that big ass face on it. And then they've got like the Earthbender girl, and then Aang, the Avatar Berkeys, and those are nice too. And then they got Katara Berkeys, and then Prince Zuko, and what is his name? Katara's brother. I don't know. I don't remember his name. I know he was a klutz. And then they've got Zuko when he went into, I forgot what they called that. But okay, there's the Earthbender girl too. And then they've got Avatar mode. But I like those. They haven't showed the prices for them yet. But those are nice. And then they've got a collection. And I want y'all to check out this collection real quick before we get on up out of here. They got jackets. That Appa, man, that Appa jacket, crazy. Crazy. Jeans, crazy. Shirt, crazy. Now, I don't know. Is crazy good, or I'm just damn crazy? Because I love it. And I'm here for it. I'm pretty sure it's got music, which is why I'm not playing it, because we get in trouble on YouTube. We get in troubles on YouTube. But yeah, those are some more jackets that they have. Those jackets are dope. The hats and stuff like that. And it's going to be some money. It's going to be some money. The drop date for these, if anybody is interested, is March 20th. I know if I'm going to get these, I've just decreased my odds of getting what I want. I just put pressure on myself, but that's all right, man. I don't care. I don't care, man. I gotta share. Whenever I find some dope stuff, I gotta share it with y'all, man. Y'all are the family. Without y'all, it ain't no me. Together with Paramount, we're giving away 2x2 tickets for the Avatar: The Last Airbender in concert, the 20th anniversary tour in a city of your choice. Germany, cities in Germany, or Dortmund, Berlin, Munich, Frankfurt, Austria, Linz, Vienna. Check more details. Oh, that's kind of dope. I wouldn't mind going to Germany. I wouldn't mind taking a trip to Germany. I like to be world traveled. Okay, that's dope. I'm gonna have to check that out once I get up off of here. But yeah, that's some of the stuff. Some more shots, some more hats and stuff like that, and stuff like that. That's really dope, man. I really like that. And apparently they do other things. Like they had a Naruto drop for all the Naruto fans. They had looked like a Pokemon drop for all the Pokemon fans. Some more Naruto. Look like Chainsaw Man. What else? If they don't have Bleach, I know a lot of people are gonna be disappointed. Pokemon, Naruto. Yeah, don't look like they did anything other than Pokemon, Naruto, and Chainsaw Man. Well, I'm sorry. I tried, but it seems like I failed. Now, we're gonna get into this thing about resale because there seems to be a lot of restless nights in the sneaker community, a lot of pain, a lot of confusion, a lot of things going on as far as the sneaker community, and it all revolves around resale. The talk is now, we've had the conversation before, and when I say we, I mean the sneaker community as a whole. Let me get this off get this up out of here. The sneaker community as a whole has had this conversation before about resale. Is resale dead? Is it dying? Will it ever come back? Will it stay gone forever? Blah, 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 blah. We've had tons and tons of discussions about this. And time again, the consensus that we've always come to is resale is never going to die, because we live in a capitalist society where money can be made. There's going to be somebody trying to make it. And the way I look at it is, cool. Do you get your money, man? Get your money the best way you can without harming anybody else. That's the key phrase, without harming anybody else. But the real question should be, are the ridiculous prices of resale dead? Are they ever going to come back? Are people ever going to be able to run the game like they were during the COVID years and a little bit thereafter? Currently, well, I'm not going to currently, no, it's not going to go back to that right now. The resale bubble has quote unquote burst, because a lot of shoes that you would have seen in the COVID years, like a Panda, I remember, well, not a Panda, but a Dunk or something like that. I remember, let me see. They're over there, and I'm not gonna try to wrestle with that, but man, I don't know. Here, I'll show this. This is a good one to show, because it's an ugly one, and it's one that raises a lot of people's eyebrows when they see it and stuff like that. So I'll show this one off. And this one to this day is one of my most annoying pickups. And, you know, I'll mention it every now and then. As of late, I've been mentioning it a lot because it proves a point. But I'll put that down there. But this one right here, the CPFM Nike Dunk Low Oscar the Grouch. This shoe right here, at one point in time, because of how limited it was, because I think the drop was only limited to like 1,000 pairs, 3,000 pairs, something like that, something really low. And somehow, when I don't want a shoe and I'm just trying to be funny or trying to be, I guess, what's the word, like cynical about something, somehow when I enter a raffle for something I don't really want, I end up getting it. And that's what happened here. But at the time, this shoe was really sought after because of the limitedness of this shoe, and it was going for almost $1,000. Now the resale price for this shoe is, I believe, like $300-400. That's still high as hell. $300-400 for this shoe, no matter how interesting and how odd it looks. And see, the irony when I say this is it's got that concrete kind of look to the midsole. And I just got done talking about the Tiana Taylor Rose from Concrete shoe. And it's got that concrete look, but trust and believe me, this is an ugly shoe. Just because I have it doesn't mean I like it. I was being a butt about the situation. I was like, let me enter the raffle. I know I'm not gonna win. And what do you know? It's in my possession. So yeah, that just goes to show you how far the resale market has dropped. Other shoes like a Travis Scott or an Off-White or something like that has drastically dropped in terms of value. And that just goes to show you the trend of the resale market. And that's the trend for the stock market and the trend for a lot of different markets because of the current state of affairs. What is it? People's pay can't keep up with the price increase of things going on. We've got imminent dangers going on. The price of food is going up. It's getting to the point where you got to make choices, whether you're going to put gas in your tank or whether you're going to put bread in your stomach. And that is crazy to say. That is crazy to say. And we got a government that just does not care. We've got local governments that just don't care. And it is what it is at this point in time. I'm going to say it's up to the people to stand up and do what we got to do. Whatever you believe in that, and you do what you got to do. Because it's going to be pretty ugly in the next, hopefully it's not going to be ugly. Hopefully things will rectify themselves for the better for the people and not for the rich people, but for the American people. But yeah, people, I'm telling y'all, do what you got to do. But we're going to get into this video. This video is by a sneaker content creator called The Sneaker Life. Now, if you all are familiar with him, y'all know how long he's been around. If you aren't familiar with him, he did sneaker content a long time ago before the COVID days, and he was big and got into it. And then he grew up. Not to say that we haven't grown up, but he grew up into different things, because he kind of started off when he was young, and it kind of blew up for him. And he got lucky in that aspect. And then as he grew, his interests and his tastes changed more in other directions. So he kind of went in those directions, and he just kind of dabbles in sneaker content every now and then. But he dropped a video about resellers, quote unquote, going broke. And I've seen plenty of videos, but I don't really take them serious. I really take a lot of these resellers going broke videos as clickbait for content, and also to let people know that they have shoes that they're trying to come off of. But for every clickbait video, there is some truth to it. So he talks about that. So let's go ahead and get into the video. It's 16 minutes long. I don't know if we're going to watch all 16 minutes. I think we're going to skip around to other things, and because other parts of this video are going to get into other topics. But it is what it is. Let's go ahead and check this out.
Down the tubes, just like that.
Bro, you could have put that in a Roth account. You know what I'm saying? Like 18 bands. Ooh. How long you been with her? Sound. All right, we're good.
I seen a video of this guy that had a sneaker store, and he was saying basically like, why aren't people buying sneakers anymore? And he doesn't understand why, and his sneaker prices are so good. I'm gonna tell you exactly why that sneaker game has been for years. There was a point in time where you could win a raffle. There was a point in time where like anybody could just camp outside, go get a pair of kicks. You know what I'm saying? Like that was sneaker culture back in the day.
That is true. I remember I used to go to the mall all the time, and very rarely if you were in line, you were going to get a pair, maybe multiple pairs. Now, again, depending on the city that you're in,
right.
Tough. You was in New York, it was trying to fight. You was in LA, it was trying to fight. But even when I lived in LA, when I went and got, or even saw people in line, most of the time there was enough pairs. But let's see what bro has to say.
Right. Okay. So he also forgot the caveat of what kind of releases are you going after, where back in the day you could get pairs, because when it came to collabs back in the day, It was the same situation. You had to know somebody in order to get guaranteed access to those collabs. So from then till now, it's not really that different. The only difference is bots and online shopping. But for the most part, that's what these raffle systems are for. That's what Foot Locker, Finish Line, JD Sports, Dick's Sporting Goods, Hibbett's, Snipes, DTLR. That's why they have raffles so that you can combat those bots. And all it is you put your name in a hat. And if you have extra points, you can put extra points in there to try to easily guarantee yourself a pair. And you just go and pick up your shoes. It's the same thing. It's just like waiting in line. And why would you want to camp out at night for a shoe anyway? That's a little ridiculous. If it's an easily accessible shoe, think about this. Think about this logic now. If a shoe is so easy to get, then why would you need to camp out for it if it's easily accessible? The only way I could imagine or understand that anybody would want to camp out, because it ain't for the damn experience. Of course, now, like if you ever had the experience, you've got a story to tell. And stories are always cool, whether they're good or whether they're bad. It's always an exciting story to tell when it's in hindsight. But if it's an easily accessible shoe, nobody wants to camp out in the cold, in the hot, in the mixed conditions for an easily accessible shoe. So if shoes were really easily obtainable back then, why would you be camping out? Now being able to walk into a shoe store, that's a lie too. Like they weren't that easy then either, because I remember being a teenager and when I started like paying attention to Jordans and things like that, and like preteenish, probably like 12, 13, whatever, around that time. I remember going into a shoe. I remember seeing a pair of Jordans on a guy's feet, on a camp counselor's feet. Teenager, I would say he is, because he'd be my camp counselor. And they were the Air Jordan 13 Flints. I remember seeing them on his feet, and I was like, "What are those? Where did you get those from?" And he was like, "They're Jordan 13s. I got them from the Foot Locker, and they came out this weekend." I remember going and begging my mom when she picked me up from camp to, like, I said, "Mom, come here, look at those. I like those. They're in my favorite color, and I actually like them. Can you take me to get a pair of those? Or if you don't get them, can we at least see them in the store to see how much they cost?" Because I didn't have any idea of the cost of those at that time either. My mom waits till the weekend, and we go to the shoe store, and I say, "Do you have a pair of shoes? They're called Jordans. They're blue and gray." And the guy goes, "Jordan 13s?" And I'm like, "I guess, I don't know." And he says, "Oh, no, we sold out of them the day they came out." And I was like, "Well, when did they come out? What day did they come out?" And he was like, "Well, they came out like 2 or 3 days ago." And I said, "Well, when will you be getting more in?" We might not be getting any more in. Once we get them, they gone. That's not my idea of easily accessible. That's not my idea of it being easy to get. That's the same way it is now. Jordans drop in the store. They do a raffle. If the store doesn't do a raffle, they do first come, first serve. You go into the store, if it's first come, first serve, and people are buying pairs. And if you get there afterwards, you're shit out of luck. So that's no different then than it was now. And that's like in I'm talking about the 90s and the 2000s. So I don't know what this guy is getting on about, but I mean, I kind of understand what he's trying to say, but it's still, I mean, it's not a very stable
But
point.
it was like right before COVID, when technology just started getting way too advanced, and these add to cart botters, these add to cart reselling would literally just purchase 200, 300, 400 pairs of shoes within seconds.
Okay.
With ease.
and nobody else was able to get a pair. So now we're all forced to pay 3x, 4x, whatever the retail price was to get a general release shoe, bro. The shit was
okay. So the problem I have with what he says, hold on, let me go back.
With ease.
And
now he does have a point. I'm okay. So he does have a point there, and the only point he has is how annoying that is. If a shoe store did an online only release, you're basically getting online and having to be fast enough to pick your size, type in your address, your card information, and check out. You have to be fast enough to do that. But they've corrected a lot of that. Sometimes it's unavoidable. Currently, I don't think very many people are using bots on anything except for, really, really limited releases. But then even those, a lot of times you're not going up against bots because they're not putting them online. They're just putting them in tier 0 stores. And tier 0 stores, if you're not familiar with it, are stores that have exclusive access to limited releases. And in that case, you got to fight the store owners because they're backdooring pairs. But in that regard, yeah, going up against bots at that time was annoying, but there were always other options in order to gain access to that shoe. It wasn't just like online trying to put in a cart and just buy it. You still had the apps and stuff like that.
Nobody else was able to get a pair. So now we're all forced to pay 3x, 4x, whatever the retail price was to.
And then the next problem I have with what he said is, he said, and here's the key word, forced. We were all forced to pay 1x, 2x, 3x, meaning over the retail price, $100, $200, $300 over the retail price. Let me tell you something. Nobody forces you to do anything. No matter how much you like something, no matter how much you want something, nobody forces you to do it. And to use that terminology for a pair of shoes, it's not food, it's not water, it's not shelter, it's not a necessity, because there are other shoes around that you can buy. There are other shoes that you could find that work for you that you like, other than whatever shoe he's talking about. So nobody forced you to buy those shoes. And what happens if somebody buys up a crap ton of a product and wants to sell it for above the actual suggested store price? What happens when somebody does that and nobody shops with them? What are they left doing? Selling their product for market price, or selling their product for store price, or selling it for cheaper because nobody wants them. So nobody forces anybody to do anything like that when it comes to shoes. That is a terrible way of looking at that particular point of his argument, and that is a terrible thought process, because if you feel like somebody is forcing you to pay more than what you want, and more than what you're comfortable for shoes, other conversations need to be had.
Yeah, general release shoe, bro. The shit was so sickening. And then after that, people got so tired of it. The crazy timing.
Junior Lopez said, I'm your fan.
Way better.
I'm your fan, Junior Lopez.
Like, bro, back in like 2013, 2014, whatever the case may be, you could easily.
We'll save this for another video, but man, these reps, man, jeez.
So now he's talking about reps.
Like, tell the difference between like a Taobao pair of Jordan 11s and retail pair, or from whatever vendor, right? You can easily tell the difference, bro. The reps got so good, you can literally hold them up 1-to-1 and you can't tell the difference depending on whatever batch it is that you get. So now
you can hold them up and you can't tell the difference depending on the batch. That's not necessarily true. He's saying that as if that's empirical. Now, from a standpoint of somebody that doesn't know shoes and does not know, what it is they're looking for, of course, but that goes for anything. That's nothing special. That's not a special point of emphasis to make. perfect example, you can apply that to cars. The Shelby Cobra, they were making kit cars of the Shelby Cobra, and a lot of people were getting taken advantage of because they never had a Shelby Cobra and they didn't know the specific things to look for on a Shelby Cobra. So when somebody came to them and say, "Hey, I'm trying to sell you a Chevy, a Shelby, not a Chevy, because Shelby Cobra is a Ford," but when they say, "Hey, I'm looking to sell my Shelby Cobra, my what is it, 69 Shelby Cobra, I believe it is. Are you interested in buying it?" Person looks it over. From what I've seen online, it looks like it. It turns on, it growls, and this and everything else from the untrained eye looks like it. So yeah, I'll buy it. I'll buy it. Now, at that point, it's up to the person selling it to let them know, hey, this is a kit car or this is the real thing. If you're lying, that falls on the person that's lying. That it doesn't necessarily all fall on the person that did not know. But in order to avoid scams like that, you verse yourself in what's going on. So if you're worried about getting caught with people trying to sell fake things, verse yourself before you actually find something that is being offered for cheaper or things like that. Like they say, if it's too good to be true, 9 times out of 10 it usually is. And that can apply for anything across the board: cars, TVs, shoes, clothes, what else, money, banknotes, you know what I'm saying, cameras, computers, microphones, anything, batteries, anything that can apply to anything. So when people make this argument right here, I don't necessarily subscribe to it or identify.
The reps are starting to get way easier to get. So now it's like
starting to be way more easier to get. They've always been way more easier to get. That's the whole point. That is the whole point, to take advantage of people who don't know any better, to take advantage of people emotionally. That's what reps really do. They take advantage of people emotionally. They latch on to people's wants and desires, and they offer you something. And this just doesn't apply to shoes. So anybody who may see this and want to get up in arms and things like that, it doesn't just apply to shoes. And it can be applied to anything in life. But we're talking about reps and we're talking about sneakers. People who sell reps, they attach themselves or they latch onto your desire to want a particular model and style, and they offer it to you for a cheap price. And then they tell you all of these things that make you feel like it's okay to get. Now, yeah, it's okay to get from the standpoint of how many people will actually, care about or get on you about it or things like that. Nobody cares at the end of the day. So it's your money. You do whatever it is you want to do with it. It's okay from that standpoint. But from a standpoint of deceit, it is not okay. They're not going to tell you that it's illegal for them to sell it to you. They're not going to tell you that the whole process of all of it is illegal. And yeah, you can say, well, who's going to arrest me for it or whatever, what have you. Just because nobody's being arrested in batches or handfuls or on a day-to-day does not mean that the activities being done aren't illegal. People do illegal things all the time that they aren't caught for, i.e., pirated cable or tax fraud or things like that. They do that stuff all the time that they don't get caught for, but that doesn't mean it's not illegal. It's a personal level of discernment that you may have of what is and what isn't okay. So that right there. But they're not going to tell you any of that. All they're seeing is a possibility to make money and to take advantage of the fact that you're bummed out that either you couldn't get it when it was available, you didn't have the money to get it when it was available, or a deep-seated need to kind of prove something or fulfill something. They latch onto that and they give you the product. I'm not here to judge that, but I'm just saying that's what it is. That's what they do.
I can, for below retail, guarantee myself this shoe, why in the would I go shop with so-and-so down the street and get waxed 3x retail for a pair of shoes when I can just get basically the same shoe for less than?
Why would you feel like you're being forced into that
retail.
option?
That's why the sneaker game is up, because you motherfuckers so greedy, so fucking greedy. You took the fun out of collecting sneakers.
Now he said he says you all are so greedy. There's greed in everything. There's greed in car buying. There's greed in grocery shopping. There's greed in everything. But I don't hear people getting this enraged about all of those other things that really matter. They're getting enraged about shoes here. Like this is weird. And again, nobody is forcing you to do anything. So why do you feel like you have to be put in a somewhat life or death type situation? I don't get that, because you don't have to pay the reseller and you don't have to go and get the fake pair. You don't have to do either. You can just keep going until the next one, or wait until the pair that you want is available. What I don't know, whatever. But you don't have to feel like you're in a pressure cooker and your only choice is fake pairs or paying resale. Because again, if you don't pay the resale, there's no harm in it. Who you need to be mad at is not the reseller, but I can understand how you can have a little bit of disdain for the reseller, but a level of hatred for a reseller is crazy. Who you need to be mad at is you need to be mad at the companies that make these products, and you need to be mad at the people to your left and to your right, because those are the people that when these resellers are buying these things up and selling them for these high prices, those are the people that are paying those resale prices and basically making it okay for the resellers to do what they do. But nah, y'all ain't gonna say that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of individuals, not all, but a lot of individuals who live by this morality have paid resale at least once. So you have been part of the problem at least once. So you can't I don't know. It's just crazy.
And then the two bitch ass niggas get caught selling fakes. What's the dude, the motherfucker with the glasses, and the dude that's always arguing with people and like lowballing them in his sneaker store? Like, bro, this
I would assume he's talking about Cool Kicks, right?
Cool Kicks, yeah.
Too much greed. There's so much greed going on in the sneaker game. It took the fun out of it completely. So now nobody can fucking enjoy being a sneaker collector anymore. We might as well just all buy reps. Save ourselves a little bit of money.
Nah. We all might as well not buy no damn reps. Don't listen to that bullshit, because I don't have every single pair of shoes that I want. But I have pairs that I do want. Like what you call it? This one right here. Let me see. Let me widescreen myself. Like this one right here. Hold on, let me open this up. I've never had a pair of Bred Jordan 1 highs. I've always wanted a pair of Bred Jordan 1 highs. You know what I did? I got the current release of the Air Jordan 1 Bred High 85 cut. I got those. Hold on, let me close that back up. I had been waiting a long time for these. I waited. When it was my time, it was my time. Air Max 95 Neon. I got them. The Air Jordan 14 Laneys. Now, I would much rather prefer the lows versus the mids, but I got a pair of Laney 14s. This is a childhood shoe of mine. I got those. What else? I got a pair of Vans. I got these. These aren't even hype. I had to search high and low for these. I waited. I got these. Hell, what is this? What is this? When I was a kid, I really wanted these. The Concord Air Jordan 11s. I got these. I waited. I waited over a decade, but I got them. So I don't understand. Like, there are tons of other shoes that I would like to have, but it wasn't necessary for me to go and buy a rep just to get a shoe. I've never felt like it's a necessity, and I've never felt like I had to pay resale. If I've ever paid resale, it's always been a choice, never force. But yeah, let's go ahead
and still get whatever it is that we want. But then again, people don't even care to buy the shoes anymore. Everybody just wears runners. That's why the Panda Dunks are famous.
Yeah.
Feels like at certain points, I remember it, like even saying it kind of flipped. Honestly, why pay 100 times the price when you could pay?
And behind me, I bought exactly 1,025 pairs of these Jaw 3s. And obviously,
Now, this is what I'm trying to figure out. 1,000 pairs.
Why
of
would you buy a
Jaws?
pair of Jaws? Why would you buy 1,000 pair of Ja Morants? They're basketball shoes. Like, they're modern day basketball shoes. Nobody's going crazy for modern day basketball shoes. That was a dumb business move on his part. Maybe he ain't made out for business. Maybe no. This is what happens when you're a hype beast and you don't know about the area in which you are getting into, and you just decided you was going to get into something because somebody said, man, you could make some money.
Are they like that?
it's
No,
1,000 plus
Jaws
pairs
are
behind
not
me.
like
We
that.
did exactly 700 pairs that are currently sitting at KNet, and I'm projected to lose about 18,450.
Are you shitting me? You're gonna lose 18,000 on some Ja Morants? Yeah, you need to lose that 18,000. It'll teach you a hard fucking lesson that you got into the wrong stock market, my
So
friend.
you guys know I'm not lying. The sales price is at exactly 117, and I sold a good amount. Payouts are at $95. So if you guys do the math, I paid 113 per minus 95. That's about $18 per. Times that by 1,025 units. That's exactly how much money I will
Bro, I'd be sick.
Oh my gosh.
Investment. And also some of these are no box pairs, and some of them are damaged box pairs. So I'm gonna be kind of cooked, guys. Yeah, guys, $18,000 down the tubes, just like that.
And he filled his house
in a
up
Roth
with this
account.
shit.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
You could have did so much
18
more with that.
bands. Ooh, I know people are hurting right now. It's a slippery slope with resale.
Why in this economy would you buy 1,000 pair of Ja Morants thinking that you were gonna be able to make a come up off of those?
Especially for the people who saw the run and they got in.
In this
late,
instance,
like,
he's as stupid as the expression on his face.
L.
But with eBay, you are spending more time.
It is, but I got
boxing up, taping up, label up, and driving.
I'll just take
150.
I'll just take the lowest offer that they offered me on eBay.
But with eBay,
1550 is too low.
you are spending more time.
It is, but I got
boxing up, taping up, label.
Oh, so right here, a reseller offered to buy his shoes, and the reseller lowballed him because the market is down. The reseller lowballed him, and he basically explained to him that I know what my bottom price is, and my bottom price is still enough for you to make money off of these shoes if you buy them from me. But if you lowballing me below my bottom price, I'll just put them up on eBay. And the reseller's argument is, well, if you put them up on eBay, you gotta take a lot of time posting them on eBay, and then selling them on eBay, and then boxing them up and shipping them off on eBay. And the guy's telling him, I don't give a shit about none of that. I'm willing to do all of that if it means I can get what I want for these shoes. I'm not going to let you run off on the plug 5 times for you to make a killing off of me. And apparently the reseller is getting upset with him about that. Dude, it's either you're going to pay him his price or you're not going to pay him his price. You choose. Close the man's trunk and tell him, you sorry for wasting his time. Have a good day. Or give him what he's asking for as long as it's within reason.
Pull up.
Like, what are we doing here?
And driving. I said 1550. Where you at?
1550. That's what he offered. That's what he offered.
I feel like that's a fair. I feel like that's
That's
fair.
$780 a shoe. I think it's too low. 2,000, honestly.
2,000. That's a lot.
100%.
2,000. I couldn't get to 2,000.
Okay, you can show me how much they are each.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
I feel like if you're gonna go to someone and try to like sell your shoes and have them buy you out, you should expect they're gonna lowball you. It's like GameStop, right? You guys remember going to GameStop back in the
I don't like fucking
I don't know if it was
GameStop
Xbox,
for that.
PlayStation back in the day. $10, bro. $10. People are always trying.
I remember
to,
the first
debate
time
with
I
these.
got I got a taste of the resale game, and it was with video games. Y'all let me know if y'all got a story like this, but it was with the Nintendo 64. I needed some I wanted a CD. I wanted a Cash Money CD, and I took like some really good Nintendo 64 games into, I think it was like a Best Buy kind of joint, a Best Buy kind of place. I forgot the name of it. But I took them in there and I was like, I want to trade in my games for some cash or store credit. And these were games that like my mom had paid like $40 and $50 for. And they were trying to offer me like $6 and $12 for these games. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Now, I had already asked my mom if it was okay for me to trade them in, but I'm still like, yo, I begged my mom for these joints, and my mom paid like $40, $50 for these, and y'all are gonna only offer me $6 to $10. That just blew my mind. But yeah, like, expect to be lowballed. Absolutely, expect to be lowballed. And a lot of times, if you feel like you're desperate for the money, you're at their mercy. You're at their mercy.
Resellers with these shops, if that's
learn what it is that you want to do. That's all I can say. Learn what it is you want to do and master your craft as much as you can, because people will try to take advantage of you left and right, and not necessarily take advantage of you, but they're gonna do what's in their best interest. I'll say that.
That's all they're gonna offer. Just walk out.
Facts.
Easy.
Yeah. Close your own damn trunk and tell brother nah.
I'll just take the lowest offer that they offered me on eBay.
Them resellers all in my comment section of the video. Them shoes look off. Them shoes look off.
Yeah, okay. So this dude talks about reps. And man, I've heard this dude talk before. He talks circular. Nothing he says makes any sense. Sometimes he'll say something that's actually factual, and he'll mix it in with a bunch of other bullshit to make it sound good. And after he speaks, it'll be a whole bunch of just like freaking nothing. I found this dude on TikTok, and he sounds like as loud as he is. His IQ is the smallness of his IQ matches the volume of his voice. He has a very low IQ when it comes to sneakers and what he's trying to explain. Basically, he's trying to make buying reps look as good as possible. He's trying to glorify buying fake shoes as much as possible, and he comes up with all kind of crazy bullshit and trying to tell y'all why it's more advantageous to buy, fake shoes and whatever. It is what it is. I can't listen to this dude. I would love to, play what he's got to say, but to be honest with y'all, man, I can't listen to this dude. He gives me a headache. I got in his comment section before trying to have a cordial conversation, and when I presented data, facts, and statistics to this dude, something that you cannot argue, he wanted to debate feelings. He absolutely wanted to debate feelings. And then when I told him his points of reference did not apply to me and that he could not debate feelings with me, and I told him if he wanted to debate feelings to go get a therapist, he told me he went to the default excuse of, oh, so you just mad, you just a hater, you just don't want to, some kind of stupid shit he had to say. So yeah, I can't listen to that dude. He sounds like he sounds like a caveman talking, and I hate to be like that. I really hate to be like that, but it is what it is.
I cat, bro, rolled the dice, bro, bet on black.
Through the year, so I bought 100-something pairs back in November,
Black Cat Jordan
and they finally
4s.
just.
A lot of people thought that Black Cat Jordan 4s, the 2020, what is that? The 2026 pair? Did they drop this year? Did they drop early this year? I bought, and see, this is the thing. This is another reason why I don't understand why people have these kind of emotional attachments or emotional breakdowns when it comes to shoes, because I know for a fact people will buy a shoe, and unless the shoe is right in front of them or is visible, they will put the shoe to the side and move on to the next. And 2-3 weeks later, they'll go back and start looking through some stuff, and they'll be like, oh, I forgot I had this. I like the shoe, but I forgot I had this. When did I buy this? Because I do it. So I don't understand why people have this kind of crazy emotional attachment and have like this kind of high level emotional rants about some of the things they do. Now, I bought the Black Cat 4s, and they are somewhere. Oh, they right over there. I bought the Black Cat 4s. They're over there off to the side, not because I forgot about them, but because I plan on taking pictures and putting them on my Instagram account. I plan on taking pictures of all of my shoes that I have, putting them on my Instagram account, and just building a catalog on my Instagram account of all of the pairs of shoes I have. But I bought a pair of Black Cat 4s. I wasn't the biggest fan of the 2020 release, and I damn sure ain't a huge fan of this release, but I bought them because I decided to give them an opportunity, because maybe I was tripping. I did not buy them for resale. I did not buy them for hype. I bought them for experimental purposes to see if maybe I was wrong. I found out that I was not wrong. There's nothing special about them. There's nothing to go crazy for. That is, I guess I would say, a YN shoe, that black Air Force One energy type of shoe. Now, back in 2020, the Black Cat 4s went on sale. People bought them when they went on sale, and once they were all sold out, resellers decided to manipulate the market. And when I say resellers, I mean the secondary resale markets like GOAT, StockX, places like that decided to manipulate the market, and the Black Cat 4s went up in secondary value to $1,000+. A lot of people went crazy and was like, what? A shoe I bought on sale is now $1,000+. Somebody's willing to pay $1,000+ for a shoe I paid 80-something bucks for. Oh yeah. Oh, and now everybody wish they had a pair, but you didn't wish you had a pair when they went on sale. So 2025, 2026, whatever it is, 2026 rolls around. I'm like, well, maybe I missed something in 2020. Let me go ahead and try to get me a pair, see what it's all about, report to you all, and give you all a real opinion, not this made up fake resale opinion, or not this made up fake hype beast opinion, or not this made up fake I need to draw you in to subscribe to my channel kind of opinion. I don't want anybody blowing smoke up my tailpipe. Pause. I'm not going to blow smoke up anybody else's tailpipe. I'm going to always give you the real deal opinion, and not a money dollar sign driven opinion. And a lot of people do that. A lot of big content creators do that. But I bought them, found out I still got the same damn opinion about the Black Cat Jordan 4s. A lot of people went crazy because they thought that the 2026 pair was going to go up in resale value based on the 2020 pair. And a lot of people showed them wrong. The pairs did not go up. Of course, just like the sneaker stock market, before pairs actually release, pairs are inflated as far as price and value numbers. A lot of people tend to dive into that inflation price, hoping that when release day actually comes, that the price will either stay at that price, that early price, or that it will climb. And with the Black Cat 4s, it did the opposite. So this is the effect that this guy is going through.
Landed, I paid $325 each.
Oh. Bro thought his margins were gonna be 5. He thought he was gonna be selling them things for like 500.
If you guys take a look at the prices right now on StockX, I think these are going for about like 280. So after fees, I'm gonna be netting about like 245. Honestly, at this point, I think I might just hold them. You know, it is Black Cat Jordan 4. The last pair did really well, so currently,
see, there you go. He said the last pair did really well. What he's hoping to do is he's hoping for everybody to wear their pairs. Pairs get beat up, they're gone, and starving the market. He's hoping to starve the market and wait for people to come along that are really desperate for these pairs and be able to at least make a small profit. At least make a profit in general, no matter how big or how small it is. That's what he's hoping. But to sit on an $8,000 loss, it's not like the stock market where everything is digital and it doesn't take up space. These shoes are taking up space within either a warehouse that he's paying for or a house that he's paying for. It's taking up space. And anything that takes up space, the longer it sits, the more value it loses, because you can't bring anything else in. You can't, really move anything else out, and you're just sitting. So either way, he's losing a profit. The problem with that is because this has been such a trend and people are familiar with resellers trying to starve the market or people trying to starve the market in general, and the scarcity and the rarity and the possibilities of making a nice pretty penny, people are not wearing shoes. People are not wearing their shoes, hoping that they could strike it big randomly, like the sneaker reselling market of old. They're hoping that somehow, somewhere, they'll strike big and possibly have a $5,000-$10,000 shoe in their collection. And I just don't see that happening anytime soon.
Quote unquote down.
Damn, did bro get the squeaker 4s? He sure did.
I haven't sold them yet, but I'm currently down about $50 per pair. Maybe after fees, $60-$65 per pair. So yeah, if someone can give me a good offer on them, maybe
I don't feel bad for him. I'm not even gonna lie. That was a choice he made.
Maybe until
as good or as bad as it is, that was a choice he made.
And yeah, hopefully this is a shoe that
bro, you're gonna have to hold them for the next couple of years, probably.
Yeah,
and it does really well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have probably another 200-300 pairs landing this week. We got some outside.
Oh my god.
So yeah, join the link in my bio on the WhatsApp. I might post these up, hopefully good price. But yeah, let's talk, let's do some business, and see you guys.
But he's desperate. He's desperate to get rid of those shoes. Let's do some good business. And that's what I've been saying this entire time. Nobody's forcing you to pay these high resale prices for these shoes. If everybody gets on the same freaking accord, and instead of these resale platforms starving us of products, we starve these reselling platforms of money, then the prices for the things that we want that they have go down and we're able to obtain them. Now, the thing is everybody's got to be on the same page. We can't be on the same page and say, let's starve them out. And then as soon as they get to $220, be like, everybody goes in like sharks in a feeding frenzy and start buying pairs. No, we've got to be calm. We've got to be patient, and we've got to take our time. Now, I don't want to see anybody being put in a position where, you know, it threatens their livelihood or their well-being and they get starved out like that. But at the same time, brother, sister, it's a choice you made. It's like the stock market. It goes up and down. It's a choice you made. And whatever bed you made, you got to be prepared to lie in it.
This was going to be the
damn, he threw that shit.
Do sneaker resellers think we're going to feel bad when they show us a video of how they have 300 pair of sneakers that can't sell? We
absolutely not. No, that's the point he's trying to make. Nobody cares if you can't sell the shoe because you know, you made a choice. I absolutely agree with that. We just got done talking about that, and we ain't finna talk about that no more. We ain't finna listen to that anymore. But that's that. I'm gonna say this because if I'm gonna talk about reps and things like that, I want somebody who wears reps to come to the stage. The guy I challenged, as a matter of fact, I did say that I was gonna try to find the comment in the what you call it. Let me minimize this. Let me minimize this to show the conversation. Let me see if I can go on the app. And of course, it reminded me that I did not pay enough attention to my Cherry 13 release in order to get me a pair of Cherry 13s. Thank you. Let me see. Drake is broken. That was the reaction. Excuse me. My bad, y'all. That deal. Party Boy 1076. Let me see if I can go to the comments. Let me find the comments. Party Boy. You know what? I don't know why I'm trying to do this the hard way. Let's go ahead and do this the easy way. Hit that notifying bell. Hey, as a matter of fact, if you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Make sure that once you are subscribed, you hit that notification bell so that you know every time we do a drop, every time I do a video, and y'all are in the know. Here we go. That deal. I don't know why I thought the dude's name was, I don't know why did I stutter with that, but I don't know why I thought the dude's name was Neil. That deal is the guy. So here's the comment by Party Boy 1076. It says, let me see, because I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Okay, yeah, y'all can see it. That deal, if you are in the chat, if you are ghost watching, will the real that deal please stand up? And this is not meant to embarrass you. If you get up on the platform, I am not here to let people attack you. I'm not here to embarrass you. I'm just here to have a conversation. So, and if you don't show up, I'm not going to show my hand. You think I'd be stupid? You think I'd be a fool to show you my hand? No, I'm going to wait until you either message me or something to have this conversation, because you challenged me. I challenged you and you accepted the challenge. Now, if you backed out, I don't know what to tell you, but Party Boy 1076 said, no BS. I was against reps until the scalpers was botting out shoes during the pandemic. Now I can get damn near 1-of-1 reps for the fraction of retail or resale prices. And I said, the crazy part is you're still paying resale just for fake shoes. Somebody named Peck347 said, right. Now you have something with no value, but if you just want to wear the shoes, to each his own. It's just so many shoes in existence. It's no reason to buy a fake pair of shoes. Just get a different shoe. And I absolutely agree with that sentiment. Now, I don't know if I don't know, because a lot of times people who wear reps will poke holes in the way that he presented it, but I actually agree. There's so many different options. Why do you have to be locked in on that one particular pair? Then GOOK1NW said the good reps go for under retail. That's not true. That's not always true either. So I responded to Geo and I said, yeah, no, that's not always the case. Plus, if it costs $15 to make, because that's always one of their talking points. You're paying this much for a shoe that it only cost them $15 or $25 to make. That's stupid within itself. Okay, well, the same thing can be said to you. You're paying them for a shoe that does not really cost anything to make. So, yeah, what are we saying? You're paying more than what it cost them to make the shoe. So that's a dumb point to make. But I said, yeah, no, that's not always the case. Plus, if it costs $15 to make, some people get them. When I mean some people get them for free. Some get them in a charge $65, and others get them in a charged $130 and upwards to $600 plus. Then that's when I believe, okay, that's when Party Boy responded, and he goes, the rep sellers got to make profit as well. Okay, well, if that's your excuse, Nike and the people they pay have to make profit too. So what is the point? Like, I can go bar for bar, I can go argument for argument, I can go tit for tat. But the thing is when I actually make my points, you can't really go bar for bar, argument for argument, tit for tat with me. I can guarantee you that. I can almost guarantee you that. Because I say almost because they always are going to make a circular argument about this. It says it's not like I'm paying over the MSRP or GOAT StockX inflated prices. Even with shipping, it will be under retail for most pairs. I don't know why you're so pressed about it. Says, there you go. I meet with logic, and when I meet with logic and I just say what I say, not to hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that, all of a sudden I become pressed. No, I'm not pressed. You're emotional and you're hurt because you think I'm attacking you emotionally. I'm not attacking you emotionally. I'm not trying to belittle who you are. I'm not talking about your pockets. I'm only talking logic with you. I'm talking numbers. And to the saying that it's not like I'm paying over MSRP. Okay, well, let's look at it this way. If it costs $3 to $15 for a rep manufacturer to make that shoe, if the rep manufacturer is charging people over in China no more than $65, but then you get on a website and you buy that shoe for, what did they say, $130 or $220? Dumbass. I mean, excuse me. Don't you think you're paying over MSRP? Magistrated suggested retail price. If their magistrated suggested retail price is $65 in their country, and you're paying $130 to $220, isn't that over MSRP? Yeah. Wouldn't that mean you're paying a form of resale? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. And I'm just going logic for logic. I'm not supporting scalpers with those high inflation resale prices. F them. If they're selling it to you for over their MSRP, then technically they are scalping. I could be wrong. Y'all correct me. Chat, y'all let me know. And then I responded, I said, y'all are the same. I said, y'all are all the same sometimes. Get hit with logic, and all of a sudden people are pressed. You're still paying a form of resale, which is over the actual estimated value. And then I went to talk about some of the things that I just discussed with y'all. And the whole point is they're not getting charged over there what we're getting charged over here. And this is where that deal comes in. I don't know why I thought his name was Nate. I guess because there's an N right there. He goes, let them know what the hell are they talking about. Never seen reps for more than $150 max. Okay, well, that deal, clearly you have not been around long enough, and clearly you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And it's obvious because you are looking for somebody else to tell me what's what instead of you telling me what's what. People that say yeah, no, he's talking about when I said yeah, no, are the worst. How? When has the word yeah, no ever dictated what type of person someone is morally? I don't get that. There we go with that emotional shit. It sounds so dumb. No, that deal, you sound stupid. Plus that is from 2005. What's from 2005? Just because I'm using verbiage from 2005, does that mean it's any less valid or devalidates a point that I'm making? A lot of people use fire and clout and all that kind of shit. Clout is from the 80s. So what the fuck are we really talking about? I bet you use clout. I bet you use fire. I bet you use the word valid. Those are old words. So basically everything you say that involves you using old terminology is dumb. No, you're fucking stupid. I guess you are stuck there. Stuck where? In 2005? And even if I was stuck in 2005, that was a good fucking time to be alive. Who wouldn't want to be in 2005? Plus, you are just straight up lying, or you don't know any better. None of what you said is true. You want to bet? You really want to put money on that? The deal, and this is what I said. Would you like to join my live on Friday? Get on camera and wager that. I know exactly what I'm talking about and can show you. The funny thing is, I have years of proof and evidence. You're just saying shit because your feelings are hurt. Then he goes, you mad, bro? Jay, did T call you out your name? I don't know. At any point in time, nobody called anybody out of their name. So I don't know where he got that from. But something about I wasn't disrespectful. Jay, did T call you out of your name? I wasn't disrespectful. Who said anything about being disrespectful? I just watched a few videos. Respectfully, anybody who uses the word respectfully in this manner are kind of looking to be like, yeah, kind of trying to be a little bit, poking the bear, but that kind of stuff doesn't work with me. So I'll assume, or no, I'm not going to make the assumption, because you make the assumption and you're making an ass out of yourself. But I will in good faith say that he's not trying to be disrespectful. He says, respectfully, I would beat you in anything public speaking. Are you sure? When you can't even type, you can't even get in a comment section and type and use punctuations properly, and you expect to beat me in a debate. I would beat you in anything public speaking. It's what I do. I hope you public speak way better than you type or converse online with other people. Yeah, I would join your live. Show me these $600 reps. What time? I said, yeah, no, that's not oh, okay. It just kind of repeated that. But I don't know why YouTube kind of like repeats kind of things like that. Let me see. But I don't know why it's not showing it and why it's just showing repeat stuff. But I told him I said, I go live at 8 o'clock. Feel free to join the live, and I will see you there. And he didn't join the live. He's not here. We've been on for an hour, and I'm looking at all of these messages doubled and tripled up. And I'll even give him a point of, courtesy and contention. I'll say that maybe YouTube broke at this point, and maybe he didn't get the message. So we'll go ahead and do this. I thought I sent a message that said I go live at 8 o'clock. We'll do this. We'll go ahead and do this. Because there was more messages. I remember there being more messages where he was like, okay, he'll join. But we'll give him a little grace. I mean, but honestly, if I got into a comment section conversation with somebody and they challenge me to come somewhere, I'm going to make sure that I'm available for whatever it is, whenever. I'm going to hit that subscribe. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to hit that subscribe button, especially if I know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, so I know when they go live. So whether it's I catch them in the beginning or I catch them in the end, I'm going to catch them. But we'll say I thought I sent a response that's a response to you that said I go live at 8 o'clock. Not sure if you saw it, but if you don't catch the live, we can set up another live specific, or we can say specifically for this topic. Because I know I told dude, I can't wait. Because as soon as he said what he said, I had the Birdman hands going. I had the evil Pete look on my face. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, yeah, not if we don't. I don't know if you saw it, but if you didn't, we can set up another live specifically for this topic. Reply. Boom, right there. Yeah, that's kind of weird. And it replied at 3 different times. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. It might be something crazy going on with the comment section. He might not have got it. But right there, you see me extending an olive branch to have this conversation again. Now, you all will know within a week's time if he actually responded. If I go live and it's a live having a conversation, he responded. If I go live and we're not having a conversation about this topic, he didn't respond. And he just ran tail. So it is what it is. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to hold off on that for tonight. I really wanted to talk about the reactions, but we're not going to talk about the reactions because we've been going for almost 2 hours. I'm probably going to do a separate live for the reactions either tomorrow or maybe Monday or Tuesday. If I do the reactions on Tuesday, it is going to depend on how I feel after physical therapy. A lot of times I'm exhausted and really don't want to do anything after physical therapy, but we'll see. With that being said, man, I really appreciate everybody that came through the live, everybody that tuned in, everybody that hit that subscribe button, anybody who watched the live and enjoyed it. feel free to chime in. If you don't chime in the chat, chime in the comment sections after the live, man. I appreciate y'all. I just want to thank you all for the support. We're only going up from here. More reactions coming. I got a reaction for the Mano disc that he did for 50. If you haven't seen my other reactions, go ahead and check those out. It's your boy HG. Like I always say, remember, nothing is impossible. Fight for everything you believe in. Don't let anything stand in your way, and dream hungry. And for all of my reactors, y'all know I don't normally do that, but I'm decided to do that because we here now. Until next time, man, I'll see you in the next one. Peace. I love y'all. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all so freaking much for the support, man. Y'all don't know how much it means to me. Also, memberships open, all that other kind of stuff is open. Go ahead and check it out. Descriptions for products in the description and all that good stuff. I gotta go. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Make sure the notifications are on so that you can be notified every time another video drops and every time another live is on the way. Peace, mother suckers.